outside of that week on the playa. It's happening every other week of the year, and what regional communities are doing.
Great one, like the blurry boundaries of like the edge of Burning Man, that 1 week and then the rest of the year. Okay, that's also a great one. Anything else that we want to try to like get on? Yeah. Best way to pass the culture on to newbies. Are we doing it effectively? Are we not doing it as well as we could have? Let's get 2 more just to get it in the mix.
Getting Burningman artists to stop with outside artists and
So the sort of path to having Burning Man artists come from that 1 week and actually be more represented out the other 51 weeks of the year in galleries, museums, public spaces. Great. Okay, well we got a lot of, okay, last one.
One more.
Yeah.
What do they think is the responsibility as a tribal elder?
Ooh, as tribal elders. Is it the first time you've been called tribal elders while being molested by a kitten? Yeah, maybe. It's a tiger. Sorry, it's such a cute tiger. Okay, so where do you guys want to start? How about?
I just wanted to break the ice real fast. I wear a special shirt.
take it off!
Drugs saved my life.
Drugs saved my life, if you can't read it there. So let's jump right in. How about we talk about Burning Man over the years? There's been some change. There's where it's going. Are there concerns? What do you think like we have to really worry about as we introduce newbies to it? How do we spread this culture wider? Who'd like to take that question first?
I can get started. My first year at Burning Man was 99. The man was still on hay bales. And yes, excuse me. And for everybody I didn't hug, by the way, I apologize. I'm sick. I'm just trying to save you from this horrendous germ that I have. Burning Man has changed. Burning Man has to change. Everything has to change. Your life has to change. We have to progress. We have to move forward. And you're not going to know the direction it's going to go in. You can try to steer it in a specific direction that you'd like to see it go in, but it's going to end up in the direction that it needs to be. And for all the complaints that I hear every year about how much people hate this about Burning Man or that about Burning Man, you still go. If you hate it so much, stop buying fucking tickets. And leave tickets for the people who want to be there. If it jumped the shark, then let the shark swim around a little bit. You know, I don't have any complaints about Burning Man. I don't have any. I don't hate the rich people that go. They actually do spend money on art. They are actually contributing money to Kickstarter campaigns. They are funding things, as well as RV companies. It's an economy where people aren't spending money anymore. We're spending a shit ton of money on Burning Man. It is an overall boost to the economy of this country. People fly here to spend a lot of money to go to this one event. And I know it's, you know, decommodification, we're not supposed to be spending a lot of money, but it's the wheel. It's how things get going. So, in my personal opinion, as long as it's going, change is good. It will continually progress and we'll make improvements on it. Woo!
Nice. What about you guys? What do you got to add to that?
So I started in '97, and yeah, it was fun to shoot guns at cars and stuff like that. But it's true. After 18 years, I still go, and there's a reason for that. There's really nothing else like Burning Man in the world. I think that's why we're here, because we love it, we believe in it, the way it impacts our lives. You know, it is, for many of us, it's one of the most, the most important things we do. It's part of our life year round. For me, it's about creating community and building communities that aren't just, friends close to me, but also communities like Big Art Labs and American Steel, and hopefully, what we all want is to keep growing this together. Also, as far as the economic impact, I've kind of studied this a lot, and I think that Burning Man has something like a $200 to $300 million total economic impact. When you look at, how much we all spend every year. It might
All the runs to Home Depot.
All of it, If you look at how much each individual person is spending on their experience, that's a powerful community of spenders. So yeah, let's keep up the good work.
Right on. Mike, what do you gotta say?
Well, my first year I had a tent, and then after that I was like, all right, I need to step up the game a little bit and get metal walls. And so several years later I went and I was in a plane, flying to the playa, and I'm reading an article in the plane that says how CEOs do Burning Man. It's all about this.
Can you hear him at the back? Is that mic really loud?
Hello. Okay. So I'm reading this article how CEOs do Burning Man, and it's all about this camp. It's all plug and play, and it's gonna have everything, sushi chefs and all this shit. And it turned out it was the camp I was staying at, and it was Google and Autodesk. And I'm sitting here looking at these guys, and I'm like, wow, these guys have so much money. They've got a sushi chef, they've got air-conditioned restaurant, and it's over the top. And they informed me that they paid for the UFO man base that was last year. So last year, right? They paid for it. And there's no signage, there's no logo, there's no advertising. And I talked to one of the guys and I go, so what? He's like, we just love it. We just want to support it. And I love that because I see all these articles about like, all this plug and play, and I'm like, who the hell are you to say who can and cannot be there? This whole festival is about acceptance of everybody, so why not billionaires? This is awesome. In fact, these guys come, they see a cool piece of art, they find the artist, and they go, dude, listen, next year can we give you 300 grand to do something bigger? And that's how we get the bigger, better art. So I'm all in support of it. I think it's a great direction the way it's going.
Okay, so this is I fully agree, by the way, and I'll also say that as soon as you're getting pissed off about something, you're probably missing a really important lesson that could help you grow. I'm just saying, there's something there, right? And so, like, this year I was like, nah, I'm like almost a decade in Burningman. I was like, I got this transformational festival thing down. This is how it's gonna be, it's how I'm gonna feel, it's gonna be awesome. And it's like there at the end, it's like something was not meshing up fully, and it was fascinating. My lesson for this year was interesting, very subtle and refined, and if I'd been so determined to get the lesson that I wanted to get from Burning Man, or the experience that I wanted to get from Burning Man, I would have missed something that was very profound for me. And so, it's a wonderful opportunity to, it's this blank slate for which we can all learn something, unless we're too busy bitching about what we wanted and didn't get, right? So, but that being the case, right? So that's a nice thing to think about, and it's wonderful. Like, I also agree, bringing in the money, no doubt, especially when it happens like this, is somebody with lots of money comes in, they maybe come in a different way than they would have if they were just roughing it and like building a hexayurt and finding the tape, or like, just getting it together and spending the time. It's like they don't have that time, but they do have the money, and they come in. But I would imagine that often, and what I've heard is a lot of times something happens where they're just like, next year I want to come back and I want to be involved. And I want to fund art. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, so I believe it can happen. There's something to be said though too, both in terms of whether they're newbie billionaires or just newbies, non-billionaires, how to make sure to continue the most important parts of the culture within. I was so disheartened to learn this year. In fact, Teddy told me, I was disheartened to learn that the book at the Wheel of Fortune, this unbelievably beautifully textured book, with all of the cards, with all of the doors and what they meant, got stolen. Wow. And then I said that, and we were talking about it the other night at the content meeting, and it was like, Teddy was like, yeah, on like Temple Night, that's when everything gets stolen. I'm like, wait, when did this happen? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, I locked all my AV gear away. And that was upsetting to hear, but it's a real thing, and I'm very sorry for the Wheel of Fortune. It's a beautiful book. I saw it before it got stolen. So, we're doing some things well, some things less well. How can we make sure to bestow the important things of our culture into the new blood, whether they're billionaires or just newbies, regular?